What is going on, cadets? Militia here, and welcome back to another episode of Militia's QnA. I feel so professional this time doing this because last time I did this, I did it over Twitter. Not that doing it over Twitter is unprofessional or anything. It's just, it was about a month or two after I posted the post saying, hey, I'm doing a Q&A, that we actually did the Q&A, which kind of sucked. But I do plan on doing these, like every couple months I do plan on doing these, because I do enjoy answering the questions that you guys may have, the burning questions that you may have about me. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into this, because this video is already late as is, because I'm exhausted. I went to go see Hellfest yesterday with my girlfriend, and it was a blast. That's all I can say. But anyway, though, let's get into this now, shall we? Alright, first question we got here today. How do you make a baby float? Alright, real first question. From Judge Preacher, we got, what games are you excited for the rest of this year? Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely on my list there, because Red Dead 2 is like, I loved playing Red Dead Redemption before, you know, my stupid ex-stepfather decided to say, oh, you can't play M-rated games, so I was like 15 at the time when I started playing it, but I loved playing Red Dead Redemption for the multiplayer and stuff. It was a blast. It was a blast to play. You know, the Old West is always something that I've always enjoyed through history and learning about it, so that's definitely one thing. I'm kind of on the fence with Anthem a little bit. Like, it's sort of like, I don't know enough about it to definitely say that I want it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's sort of how I'm viewing that. Oh, and Call of Duty Black Ops 4, because zombies. Strictly it. So we got from Zork here, who are your thumbnail artists? Because we know you can't draw for shit. I'm a little hurt. My stick figures are on point, motherfucker. Fuck you. That is actually a really good question, because I've got about 4,000 people that have drawn thumbnails for me. I'll start in order, I guess you could say, from the people that I've hired and people I can remember offhand. I'll have to go on Twitter to kind of reconfirm all of that. In the order of people, I had first Astro, which is actually a member of my Discord server. Links in the description, by the way, if you want to join. She did some Friday the 13th thumbnails for me, and she also did a Deceit thumbnail, and some Cards Against Humanity. That was it. I couldn't remember the other one. After that, she sort of like, something was wrong with her tablet or something, so she wasn't able to do it anymore, and she also had school, which I was completely understanding of. You know, education is a very important thing, and that should be something that people do strive for, especially a high school diploma, because that's, you won't get anywhere without a high school diploma anymore. It's the truth. The second person that I hired was my main thumbnail designer, who is Rakshir, who is, honest to God, one of the coolest people I've hired, honestly, because I can give her something extremely dumb, and she'll make it into a masterpiece. Or if I send her a picture of a stick figure, and I tell her, this is kind of the idea I had, can you work with it? She'll give me, like, beautiful art that should be in, like, a museum, honestly. It's incredible, honestly. I love her work a lot. The other people I've hired is Cajun, who did the Fortnite Funtage thumbnail, Demonic Disaster, which did an Uno thumbnail for me a while back, Senpai, who actually has made a thumbnail for me that you guys haven't seen yet, but you will see in October, because I've been saving this video specifically for October, because it's the type of video it should be. And then one other person that I've hired more recently that's been sort of doing a little bit extra thumbnails for me, and sort of becoming a regular on my channel for thumbnail-wise, Wilbear, who is honestly kind of really cool. What's funny about him is that he actually designs for Dead Squirrel on occasion, too. Or he was Dead Squirrel's designer. I don't know if he still is or not, but he's pretty cool, though, honestly. He's a very cool guy. Same as Rakshir, who, Rax actually designs for, I think, Zoro Viking, and Ritz Plays. Yeah, she designs for a couple of big YouTubers, so it's kind of cool to have that, honestly. It's kind of cool to have that sort of happen. From the Real Rawsome, we got, what inspired you to be a YouTuber? Oh, that's a question. That's a good question. Alright, so when I was growing up, I used to not really know what YouTube was. I didn't know I never really dove into YouTube until I was in like 6th, 7th grade, which is sort of weird because YouTube had been around for a couple years now, and I just never really was aware of it, I guess you could say, because my mom's insane or some shit. I don't know. What ended up happening though was I went on and I started watching some Let's Plays from this one YouTuber called Ghost Robo, and he was sort of the inspiration that sparked what I wanted to do with my channel originally. he played these 2 games that were superhero-oriented, which at the time I was a very new but very eccentric fan for superheroes. And the games were Spider-Man Edge of Time, which I still want to do a Let's Play for, and X-Men Destiny, which is a game that's very underrated. I hate that people don't like the game. I actually went out, bought those games, played them to death, and it's sort of where my whole gaming experience really started to take off. And then I had a few other friends that were YouTubers at the time that were like, oh yeah, no, it's fun, you should do it if you want to do it. And I got some software on my birthday a few years back, and yeah, I started making videos. Of course, there was a lot of stuff I wasn't really my own identity. I tried to play off of other YouTubers that I watched, but then over time I grew into the person I am today. So yeah, no, that's how I became a YouTuber. I just sort of watched people and figured it looked fun. So yeah. From Ryan, boy here, how do you deal with haters? He puts air quotes around haters. Here's how I do it. I tell them to go fuck themselves. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Dealing with haters is a very simple thing for me. You know, when I first started and like I was starting to really, get traction, it bothered me a little bit. But nowadays, it's like, if you're just gonna say my video is shit, then why watch it? Why take the time to tell me it's shit? Or instead of telling me it's shit, why don't you just say, hey man, I like your style, but you gotta improve this, and this. Just tell me what I can do better. Don't just be a dick and just say, oh no dude, you suck. Oh my god, all you're doing is playing Fortnite and Gmod, oh my god. And actually, I don't even play Gmod anymore, what am I saying? I don't really get bothered by haters anymore. I used to when I was still, in the early stages of, getting traction, getting a group, and growing a community. Like, I never really cared. I don't care anymore about haters, I should say. If they come in, then they come in. Fuck them. I don't care. They can spread their hate. I'm not gonna endorse it. Whatever. Alright, so this next question is from Ryan Spot, which I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck he did that. But his question here is YouTube hard for you? And I think the answer is like yes and no. Yes, it's hard because time. That's a very simple answer. Time is something that you have to put into anything in life, especially YouTube, because when you're a very small channel, you want to upload as much quality content as you can. You don't want to just upload, just content, because you want to be proud of what you upload. And for me, uploading videos sometimes is a bit of a challenge because, I have to balance work, my personal life, and things like that. And also, it's that sense of, I want to be able to make sure the video is quality, which I won't upload if I don't have a video that I feel good about, necessarily. However, it's not hard because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy recording with my friends. I enjoy streaming and all that stuff. Like, it's enjoyable to me. So I would say it is, but it isn't hard for me, necessarily. I think August was a perfect example of that because I was putting so much time into YouTube that I wasn't making time for myself and in turn the people in my life that I want to give time to. So I took that whole month to sort of figure things out, and obviously there were other issues too, like, I was having problems with relationships and such, but that's another day for another topic for another video. But the whole point is that I made sure that I had time to live my life and also do what I love to do, and still have that balance in between. Yes, there are some days where I'll still, just sit in my room and edit the fucking wazoo, and then I'll be like, no, it looks like shit, and I won't upload. But, I also enjoy it, so it's never a day of work for me. I mean, some videos are a lot of work, but it's never really, it's not hard for me to enjoy it. I guess you could say that's my answer there. From Just Who Wanted, we got, do you ever get fucking tired of editing and want to plaster half-assed videos? I wouldn't say I would do that. I've done videos that are very simple. I have put up videos just because I'm tired of editing, like one night, and I'm just like, fuck it, this is good enough. And then I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, oh, that looks so fucking bad. But I don't necessarily think that I ever put up a bad videos. I think I put up a few bad videos, but I don't think that I do that on an often enough basis that I can say I get tired of editing. Because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to editing. There's a lot of times where I'll just be like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, when I do the little spaceman head thing in the beginning of some videos, or like when I'm just, you know, not showing my face and I'm just like, that's keyframing. I take a lot of time to do that. Sometimes I do kind of simplify it a little bit because it's like, all right, I've been doing this for 2 hours, moving this head 2 inches across the screen. Let's do something else to make it a little simpler, but still make it look cool. I just find ways to shortcut editing because I've done it for years and I know how to do that. So, no, I don't really get tired of editing. From Tonic, we got, did you ever come so hard that you screamed like a hentai anime girl? How are you so cool? From Austin Animations. Austin, my boy. You're fucking awesome, dude. Oh my god. Oh man. I'm not cool, dude. Trust me. I'm not cool. I'm not cool. I appreciate it though, but I'm not cool. From Mountain Plays, the vegan. If you had to pick one moment from your life, which is your favorite? What moment would it be? Oh wait, I grammar was weird in my head, but I read that correctly. This is a question I've actually been thinking about since you posted this, man. I've been actually thinking about this because I want to give a good answer for this, and I can't really limit it down to one moment. I would say probably, I'm gonna take off my hat here real quick. I would say there's about 3 moments in my life that I was very, that are my favorite moments. The first moment is the day that my girlfriend and I finally started going out after about 11-12 months of us just kind of will we, won't we sort of situation. We were like, we're saying I love you, we were really caring about each other, but we didn't get the title. And that's probably the best moment in my life was when we finally were like, hey, let's do this. And I was very, very excited that day. And I don't know, that was a great moment in my life. Another, I think, honestly, was the day that I moved in here with my dad, because he got me away from a very bad situation with my mom, and it brought me into a group of people, like a family that, I have been there for me and supported me through a lot of things, even since I've moved in here. Dealing with my mom, just dealing with life in general. My dad is actually there for me, and I've gotten the chance to actually go and see family from Florida that I haven't seen in years, and it's incredible, honestly. It's incredible having, moved in here, because without that, I wouldn't have a lot of the things in my life that I have. And I'm very, thankful for that. And the third moment is, something that's gonna kind of make sense, but it won't make sense. It's the day I feel like I grew a backbone. What I mean by that is, for the longest time, I took a lot of crap from people, and they were very much, like, bullying me, in a sense. Now, when you're friends with people, you can dick around with them, you tell them to go fuck themselves, it's a normal fucking thing. I swear, wait, oh my god, I swear a lot. That just hit me. But there was a certain point where I realized it wasn't friendship, it was just bullying. And it bothered me so much that I watched myself, get taken advantage of so many times by people in the way that was like, it felt like they took more advantage of the fact that I was a good guy than, wanting to be my friend, because they knew that they could just string me along and just be a dick to me. However, I then decided to cut those people out of my life. It felt good to finally be able to just know who my real friends were, and to not have the bullshit in my life, the daily stress of dealing with certain people that just were shit. I decided that I wanted to better myself, and the way to do that was, to simply put, just get them out. Because if I didn't, I would have still been struggling, I still would have been suffering with them, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So that's probably the third best moment in my life. From Sweevy, or Sweevy, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Sweevy. What motivates you to make YouTube videos? What motivates me is, this is gonna sound cliche, what motivates me is you guys, because you guys like watching my content for some reason. I don't know why, but you guys really do, and I love that. That is honestly one of the best things in the world to have, is an audience of people that actually really enjoy my content. I've never really had that, so the fact that you guys do that for me is what sort of motivates me to make content as a whole. And plus, I just enjoy editing, so yeah. From Mince here, we got, hopefully this isn't too late, but hopefully this hasn't been asked yet, but what's a good and bad thing about YouTube, like the pros and cons? So a pro would definitely be the fact that I've met so many awesome people, and I've worked with a plethora of different groups of people that make content together. Like, I have got my own little group that I work with, you know, Fetty, Zork, Ryan, Robbie, and all them. And then I've also met people like Ro, Anon, Tonic, Jeremy, Symbolic, you know, all those guys. And just to be able to work with so many different groups of people that make content together and just sort of just be able to, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's awesome to see that I've gotten the chance to meet so many people. That's definitely a pro. I'm kind of rambling, but to sum it up, meeting people is the best part about making videos. You know, that is definitely a pro of doing YouTube, because you get to meet and make friends that sometimes can last years, sometimes can last a day. And you're like, oh, well, you know, let's work together, and then you never respond or something. But, you know, it's definitely one of the pros is meeting people. A con definitely is when you work with somebody that only cares about, you know, numbers. You know, I understand the idea that getting numbers and getting views and watch time on all that is very important, and you should care. You should care about numbers. People say, don't worry about numbers. No, that's a bullshit lie. You should care if people are watching your content, because then if people aren't watching it all the way through, then you have to figure out, well, what can I do that I still enjoy that people will watch? And on several occasions, I've sort of gotten that ass backwards, and you know, I've gone through that a few times where I've cared more about, you know, just making sure people just, you know, numbers and growing and all that stuff, and that was a driving factor for maybe like a few weeks during several different points in my channel, like when I was still very much in the state of growing but not growing, not as big as I am nowadays, but when I was still small, I was trying to think, well, how can I blow myself up? That I should have been thinking more, what can I do that people will enjoy that I also enjoy? And that should have been a determining factor, which it is now. That is a very big thing to me. Obviously, you should care about numbers and making sure people enjoy your content. You also don't want to get lost in just the algorithm and analytical side of YouTube, because it's a very dangerous place to go. I think that's a good con. I think it's a bad con, but it's a con that happens to every YouTuber, honestly, and it's something that you should always remember never to do. From Astro, we got, do you enjoy editing videos more than your work? Absolutely, yes. Doing videos is a much better thing than my actual job, because I work in a gift shop, so, you know, it's basically retail, which I'm not a fan of. Nobody's a fan of working in retail. But I think it's something very important that people should do, at least once in their life, so that way you understand what it's like on the other side. Because, you know, you can be that asshole customer. Not you particularly, viewer here watching, but you can be that asshole customer and never know it, and then it happens to you, and you're like, oh, that's what that's like. That's not good. I don't like that. So I shouldn't do that. So when I go to a store now, I don't necessarily get pissed when there's a line. Like, I mean, if I'm in a rush, you know, I get that mentality sometimes when I'm in a line, but, you know, I think retail is a very important, this is a very segue here, but retail is a very important thing to learn, because if you don't, then you could spend your life being a douche at a store, and you'll never know, which I think is very important. But yes, I enjoy editing way more than my actual job, because I work in a gift shop, I scoop ice cream, I ring people out, you know, it's not always fun. So coming home and editing videos and stuff, it's a blast, honestly. And that concludes this Q&A episode. I know this has been very long, and if you guys have stuck with me through the entire Q&A, just thank you. I honestly appreciate it. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, guys, and this is your first video that you're watching, welcome to the channel here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to join the Discord server. We're close to hitting 75 members soon. which is very exciting for me because Discord has sort of just become this very cool thing to me, honestly. And having a server of people has just been awesome. It's been awesome. And if you guys also want to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all that stuff, links will be in the description of that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this Q&A. Thank you so much for asking all the questions you guys did. If I did not answer your question, I do apologize. Or if I didn't answer more than one of your questions, well, this took 38 minutes to record, so that's why. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, see y'all next time. Bye-bye!